Uyghurs are among the world's most ancient Turkic peoples. They speak a Turkic language that most closely resembles Uzbek and is also similar to Tatar, Kazakh and Kyrgyz. According to Chinese government statistics, about 11 million Uyghurs live in what is now the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, which is known for its forbidding desert as well as its alpine beauty. Xinjiang makes up 1/6 of China's total landmass. It's rich in natural resources including gold, oil, natural gas and uranium. Uyghurs and their ancestors have lived in Central Asia for around 2,000 years. They have established kingdoms, city-states and even empires rivaling China's Tang dynasty. Vibrant trade and cultural exchanges along the Silk Road have brought a cosmopolitan character to the Uyghur homeland going back centuries. Over the past 2 millennia, Uyghurs have believed in Tengrism, shamanism, Manichaeism, Nestorian Christianity and Buddhism. Today, most Uyghurs are Muslims. Uyghurs have declared independence twice in the past century, first in 1933 and again in 1944, and established the independent Eastern Turkestan Republic. Communist China gained control of the region in 1949 with the military support of the Soviet Union. In 1955, China renamed it the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Xinjiang means new territory in Chinese. Many Uyghurs today resent China's efforts to prohibit Uyghur language instruction in schools and restrict the practice of Islam. They also bristle at restrictions on travel, including frequent ID checks and body searches. In July 2009, violent ethnic rioting erupted in Xinjiang's capital, Urumqi, that left hundreds dead. The ruling Chinese Communist Party blames Uyghurs for the rioting and a string of violent attacks and clashes in the years since. Critics say Beijing's repressive policies towards Uyghurs are the root cause of violence in the Uyghur region.
That's it guys, thanks for watching another KJ vid. If you enjoy our videos, please help us to make more by supporting our crowdfunding campaign on fundmypage.com. Fund My Page is a crowdfunding platform designed to help creators like us produce more content for you. We would sincerely appreciate your support that will help us towards our research and editing costs so we can produce more amazing videos for you. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Wow, look at this. It's like a city. Your dad's in there.
In Xinjiang, displays of police might are everywhere. But there's something here they don't want you to see.
Huge fences all around it, look.
Behind these blue steel walls in a former school is what China calls a vocational training centre. But it looks more like a prison. Nearby, relatives queue up to visit. From above, the grim details can be picked out. Last year, the school had a football pitch. Today, it's covered with what look like accommodation blocks. Watchtowers are visible. On a corner, just outside the camp fence, we stop to speak to a family.
What are you guys doing here?
Some officials try to stop us filming, but another intervenes. Let them speak, she says. I ask who they're visiting. My dad, he replies.
Your dad's in there. Why can't we ask them questions?
Xinjiang's main Muslim minority are known as the Uyghurs. We find many of their homes locked and deserted. Sinister official notices on the doors say the missing are being looked after. One credible estimate suggests up to 1 million people may now be detained. But the BBC has seen new, detailed satellite analysis of dozens of suspected camps across Xinjiang. Few of them look much like schools. This giant compound is surrounded by a high wall with 16 watchtowers. We try to approach the site by car.
Look at this.
Only to discover that it's being expanded on a massive scale.
It's like a city.
Then the police block our way.
If this really is all about education, then why the effort to stop us getting close?
Impressive thing is
The satellite analysts show us a more recent image. It's clear how much the site has grown.
everything double.
Even more than double.
But the team is able to show that this one camp is part of something much bigger by identifying many other similar secure facilities right across Xinjiang.
All this is new.
Plotting their growth over time shows just how fast they're being built.
Satellites see beyond what the human eye can see. As the years pass, we have detected that the number of infrastructures being built increases, and most significantly in the past 2 years.
And prison design experts tell us this could now be one of the biggest detention facilities in the world, holding 11,000 inmates at the very least. China denies it is detaining Muslims in Xinjiang. In response to the allegations, state TV has been showing classrooms of supposedly grateful adults willingly undergoing re-education. Without this, I might have followed religious extremists, this woman says. From a vegetable field to another one of China's new schools, in less than 6 months, complete with watchtowers. We try to film one of them, but once again, while trying to get to the truth, we're asked to leave.
Qarindoshlar, shu so'zlar qilsam birdek yaqin og'aynan bo'ldi. Bu yaqinda shu bir Hamzu akash bilan tuqqanlashgandiya bu. Dastlabda xeyli yaxshi o'tgan, keyin dastlabda bu akashning shu menga o'zi chiqib degandek tabii yaxshi muomala qilmay. Endi bu bir yetim bolada ham bu kichkina ota-onasiga gap ketgan. Shu necha qarindoshi bilan birga turibdi. Keyin shu hozir satar uyda qayoqqa yeb yo qo'l qaytog'amanmayka qo'l qaytosan jaryoga yezib qo'ymaydi kayqalan deb chiqiblarni qilib hozir shu bir uydagi hammasi shuni xizmatini qilib boshqa bir tijara bu chiqiblarni deyamida shuning uchun shu bir kuni men deyishgani borgandim unga deyishsam qanday qilsam shunday qilmay qanday yashasam shunday yashayman bu asosdan faqat meni xizmatchi berib bilib qo'yishlar shunday gaplarni qilib chiqib hozir beshim ketib nemishli bo'lib ketdi deb öyle bir konsulat yok elimden o Hamza akash 45 kirerek Osmanlı sen de 16 yaş kirerek sen benden toy kozu da durup Osmanlı'ya başı tamamı beğendi tamamda falan da hazır hiçbir şey yok şu toy kozu resmiyet becerip yurdu Katli beğenmenizde durup ki sonrasında bir güne öyle aydın yok çalışıyor sonrasında zaten işlerini koyup kendine hozir shu majburiyatlarni amalga oshirishga qilib ishlar soqchixonag'im bo'lgan shuni desak soqchilarni shu men bo'lsa onda bo'lsa munosabatni yaxshilashmoq kerak sizlarni Hamzo yo'ldoshlar shuncha jabodi yiroq ish kirdan kelib bu yerga bizdan vatanni kuchlantirib beryotdi salohiyatimiz yaxshilab beryotdi Nima masalasi arziydi bu Hamza yo'ldoshiga munosabatni yaxshiroq deb ham ketkizibdi. Biroq qonunliq usulda qilgan bo'lgan ishlar bormidi, mush ishni bu ichimiz pushi ba'zi bu ishlarga. Bu qonunliq qaysi bo'limiga berib rizq bo'lgan shu qonun bormidi. Akash uyg'ur bo'lgan bo'lsa rizq saqlagan hozir qat'iy ahmadiyat sinab to'xtatib Bichar qizlar kunda yig'laydi hozir o'lvolma deb shu o'lvona sog'lom deb hokini bizga berib qo'lni bog'lab shu o'yinlarga qarab turyapmiz va har vaqt binodan zekyapmiz ham pichoq aytvolmi deb o'lvolma deb ham yurdi sonimiz
I'm always worried. All the time I don't feeling I'm safe here.
We had to repeat in Chinese, in quote, "Long live Xi Jinping," and in quote, "Lenience for those who repent and the punishment for those who resist." Anyone who could not memorize a book of slogans and rules within 14 days would be denied food or beaten. Each time I was electrocuted, my whole body would shake violently, and I could feel the pain in my veins. I thought I would rather die than go through this torture. I begged them to kill me.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Men Sharq Turkistondan Ruqiya Farhod bo'laman. Men kichikimdan beri diniy oilada cho'ng bo'ldim. Diniy tarbiya olib, dadamning yetakchiligida dinni o'qib cho'ng bo'ldim. 16 yosh kirguncha Qur'onni tugatdim. Qur'onni tugatib o'qituvchilik qildim, ancha bolalar tutib. Shu Urumchida shu o'qituvchilik qilayotgan bir mezgilda biz 16 kichigi 9 yosh, cho'ngi 14 yosh atrofida bir 16 bolalar bilan birga bir uyda o'qish epadik. Shu o'qish epirish jarayonlarida Xitoy tajovuzchilari tarafidan biz 16 cho'ng kichik qiz o'g'il bo'lib 16 bola tutib bizni tutib aketdi kechida. Tutib aketgandan keyin bizni shu bir yer ostiga solab qo'ydi, opirib 3 kungacha yer ostida turdik. Non suvi bermadi 3 kungacha. Ondan keyin tarqoqlashtirib so'roq qilish boshlandi. Shu so'roq qilish boshlangan kunidan boshlab bizni mayli kecha, mayli kunduz ayab qo'ymasdan, oshnon suv bermasdan bizni so'roq qilib, har xil yangi so'roqlar bilan bizni qiyin qistoqqa oldi. Qiyin qistoqqa elish jarayonlarida şu 12 yaş, 9 yaş, 14 yaş bolalarni qo'rqitish, hayr qilish uchun bir ishtloga qo'yibdi. Ishtlo talatdi, bundoqcha aytganda. Ishtloga talatish jarayonlarida o'shada bir 4 o'g'il, 2 qiz, 3 o'g'il qarindishimiz kichik qo'qib ketganlikdan, ishtlo talab ketganlikdan u yerda o qarindoshlarimiz u yerda naq maydonda tugab ketdi. Tugab ketgandan keyin o qarindoshlarimizni bu Xitoy jallodlari putidan so'rgan petim shunda tukirib, tepib, xo'rlagan holatda qora so'liya xaltaga qachlab ularning jasadlarini ochiq ketgan bo'ldi. Ondan keyin biz necha yildan yana so'roq ostida qoldik. Kechadami uyqu yo'q. Kech soat 2-3larda so'roq qilamiz deb bizni ochiq ketadi. So'roq qiladi. Ondan keyin to'qlarga chetish, islohga taltish, kaltaklar bilan urush, qo'llarimizga qalayimqan tirnoqlarimizni yulush, qo'llarimiz qalayimqan tirnoqlarni yulishdan boshqa qo'limizga qalayimqan xohlagancha tamaki yiqish badanlarimizga, bilaklarimizga, qo'llarimizni ustalning ustida qo'yib turib tirnoqni yulishdan boshqa, tamaki yiqishdan boshqa mixlarni qiqib qo'llarimizga qalayimqan har xil daryoza xo'rlashlarga uchirdik. Shu xo'rlashlarga uchirish jarayonlaridami biz yana shu dinimizni mustahkam turganligimiz uchun mayli er bo'lsin, o'g'il kichik bo'lsin, qiz bo'lsin, cho'ng bo'lsin, ayab o'tmasdan har xil izzatlarni dafsanda qilishlarga uchirdik. Shu jarayonlarda nurg'un 5-6 aniq esimda yo'q, 5-6 qarindoshlarimiz, o'g'il qarindoshlarimiz shu ig'ir xo'rliq chidamay ashlar bilan elishib Şehir naq meydanda ölüp ketken bo'ldi. Yana shular ölüp ketsimi, bana pek ta'sir qilgani bizni pek urib qiynashdan boshqa shu qarindoshlarimizni ölüp ketib jeni chiqib bo'lgandan keyin shularni tepib tukirib xo'rlab qarsalıyor qaltiq qachlab jasadlarni qachlab ochiq ketdi ko'z oldimizda. Lekin bizning aqoitimizning ularning deganini qilmasak, ularga bo'ysunmasak, bizning aqoitimiz uningdan eg'ir bo'ladiganligi tahdid, ashundaq tahdidlarni soldi. Bizning nima jinoyatimiz bor? Faqat namoz o'qigan, Qur'on o'qigan, faqat bir to'g'ri yo'lda mang'anlik jinoyatimiz bor. Shunda turg'unlik menga bek ta'sir qilgani bizni ishlarga qo'yibdi. 4-5 qarindoshlarimizni biraqla ishlarga qo'yayotgandan keyin 3 ishni qo'ydi bizga. O ishlar bizning bir ishchi yana tishlagan ish bo'lganlikdan ishchi yana tishladi. Undan keyin Allohning yordami bilan o ishlar to'xtab qoldi. Allah kontrol qildi, kontrol qilib o ishlar bizni talamay, tishlamay tursa, o'tirib olganda o ishlarni urib undan keyin ishlarni yana bizga talamada chiqaribdi o ishlarni. Undan keyin menga yana bir ta'sir qilgani bir ayol hamshirimiz bordi. Ayol hamshirimizni 35 yoshlarda bo'lgan ayol hamshirimiz. Biz qanday ish qilib har xil xo'rlashlarga uchragan bo'lsakmi, bo'ysunmaganlikdan meni bir ayol hamshirimizning ayrim bir uyga chiqdi. Ayrim uyga chiqqandan keyin hamshirimizni ko'rsatdi menga. O hamshirimizningki gulning tevini shunchalik ichinishli holatda uni men tasvirlabmi berolmayman. Ko'ksining yarimi yo'q. Unda qanday qildi uni bilmadim. Lekin o ayol hamshiramningki chiroyi qarsam chiroyi shunchalik chiroyli, shunday go'zal kulimsiragan holati yetibdi. Yana meniki yana bo'ysunmasam shu ayol aqoitim shu ayolning tek bo'ladiganligi to'g'riliq tahdid soldi. Ondan keyin biz yana bo'ysunmadik, ko'z oldimizda ish qilib 30 ga yaqin qiz o'g'il bo'lib shu qarindoshlarimiz ko'z oldimizda o'ltirib jasadini shu qor xaltaga qachlab ochiq ketdi. Endi yana menga ta'sir qilgani baklam Allohning yordami bilan bizga Alloh yordam berib ishlamo bizni tishlamadi. Shuning bilan yana bularningki qiyin qistoqlari har xil davomlashgandan keyin to'g'larga chetibmi yana bo'ysundirib bo'lolmay oxirida suturimizga tashildi. Suturimda 6 oyga yaqin turdim. Kunda az deganda 5 soat, 4,5 soat 6 saatini yuqib turgan kunlarim bor. Yana bu Xitoy jallatlari suturmaga satma yana hech qanday bo'ysundirmagan vaqtida undan keyin men har xil tok chetish qiynqisliqlar ig'ir bo'lganlikdan men asli 9 yil kesgan shu 4 yil bo'lgan vaqtida undan keyin shu qiynqisliqlar ig'ir bo'lganlikdan men uni ichida og'rib qolib undan keyin ular mening foydalanish qimmatim foydalanmaslikqa ko'z yetgandan keyin meni öldüge çıkarıp onun sırttan etrafımdakiler sırtqa xat çıkarıp etip menenki çoğun apam ondan keyin şu 70 ming Xitoy puluğu 70 ming koyup pul to'lab kepillikka deb chiqib shu doktorxonada davolandim. Onun uchun meni oilam dadamni o'ltirib etdi, 3 akamni dinga bizga qarshi turgan degan badnom bilan 3 akamni etib etdi, o'ltirib etdi, opamni o'ltirib etdi. Shuning bilan men pul to'lab kepillikka chiqqandan keyin shu davolanib Allohning yordami bilan yaxshi bo'ldim. Yaxshi bo'lgandan keyin yana bu Xitoy jallotlariga yana 100 ming ko'yga yaqin pul to'lab pasport ishlatib men chet elga chiqdim.
Gitmişti, şimdi bu çocuk hapiste. Biliyor musunuz? 16 yaşta şimdi. Geçen sene oldu bu iş. Görüyorum bunu. Dünya hep konuşuyor ama Çin zulmünden kimse konuşmuyor. Çinlilerin zulmü doldu taştı Çinlilerin zulmü. Çinliler işkence için her işkencelerini yapmakta. Çin'in zulmü dünyada kimse yapmadan zulümlerini Çinliler bize yapıyor. Kadınlar erkeklerden ayrı her bir eve Çin kapırlar her bir evde misafir olmakta. Kocası yok evde bir Çin erkek misafir olacak. Yani iş yok evde bir Çin kadın orada misafir olacak. Oradaki evlerde kalan Çinliler kadınlarımıza, kızlarımıza tecavüz etmekte. O tecavüzden hiç sorusu yok. Kimse sahiplenmiyor. Çinliler bunu yapmak için elinden gelen her şeyini yapıyor, her işini kullanıyor. Çin zulmü dünya içinde, dünya görse de görmez ki salıyor. Dünya görse de gözünü kapanıyor. Uygurlar orada ölüyor. Kadınlar tecavüzden ölüyor. Bütün dünya sessiz kalıyor bizdeki işkencemize, bizim zulmümüze. Dünya insan haklarını bizden yanımızda olmasını istiyoruz biz de. Bizge destek olmasını istiyoruz. O yüzden biz burada. Bizden çektiğimiz acımız Suriye'deki kadınların acısı aynı olduğu için biz buraya geldik. Hepinize sağ olun.
Now, according to the United Nations panel report, more than 1 million Uyghur Muslims are placed in detention camps in China. The UN Anti-Discrimination Committee was reviewing China's record over the recent years. Citing the credible study, the members expressed deep concern over the treatment meted out to ethnic Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities. They say the Uyghur Autonomous Region of Xinjiang has been turned into something that resembles a massive internment camp that is shrouded in secrecy, a sort of no-rights zone. A Chinese delegation of some 50 officials made no comment on the observation. Beijing has maintained that Xinjiang faces a serious threat from rebel and separatists who plot attacks to create tension between the Uyghur minority and the ethnic Han Chinese majority.
That's it guys, thanks for watching another KJ vid. If you enjoy our videos, please help us to make more by supporting our crowdfunding campaign on fundmypage.com. Fund My Page is a crowdfunding platform designed to help creators like us produce more content for you. We would sincerely appreciate your support that will help us towards our research and editing costs so we can produce more amazing videos for you. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
East Turkestan is located on ancient Silk Road, a wasteland of over 1,600,000 square kilometers, almost 3 times the size of France. Throughout the history, many have desired to control East Turkestan's wasteland and rich natural resources, but none of them was succeeded. Unfortunately, in the 18th century, the Manchu Qing dynasty invaded East Turkestan and changed the name to Xinjiang, which literally means new territory. After the fall of Qing dynasty in 1911, though on the surface it was under the control of the newly formed Republic of China, in reality East Turkestan was locally controlled. During this time, Uyghurs twice established an independent East Turkestan Republic, first in 1933 and again in 1944. In 1949, Mao Zedong's Chinese Communist Party, with the support of the Soviet Union, destroyed the East Turkestan Republic. The president and the several ministers of the republic were killed in a mysterious plane crash on their way to Beijing to negotiate the final status of East Turkestan with Chinese leaders. Just 2 months later, China's People's Liberation Army marched into East Turkestan. The PRC exploits East Turkestan's natural resources. However, Uyghurs have never seen any benefit from these rich natural resources. Although it's very difficult to get accurate economic statistics for East Turkestan, annual income gap between rural areas and urban areas in the region was 5,500 yuan. Since 80.56% of Uyghur population is located in rural areas, it's not difficult to imagine the huge income gap between the Han Chinese and the Uyghurs. The Chinese authorities attempt to cleanse the Uyghurs from the territory of East Turkestan to create a living space for Chinese migrants and migrated hundreds of thousands of unemployed Chinese workers to East Turkestan. While these Chinese migrants receive economic assistance and help finding jobs, Uyghurs experience economic discrimination and suffer with extremely high rates of unemployment. The government also been supporting the forcible out-migration of Uyghurs. A huge number of young Uyghur women between ages 14 and 25 have been transferred to inland China to be used as slave labor and to work as sex slaves. Forced labor and the child labor is exclusively targets the Uyghurs in East Turkestan. The PRC government targets Uyghur babies and the mothers with forced abortions and sterilization, despite the Uyghur infant mortality rate is several times higher than the national average rate. China has also pursued assimilation policies aimed at eliminating Uyghur as a language of instruction in East Turkestan. The PRC is shutting down Uyghur language schools and implementing a monolingual Chinese language education system that undermines the linguistic basis of Uyghur culture. In East Turkestan, the political demands of Uyghurs are the main targets of the police crackdowns. On March 15, 2001, the Xinjiang Legal Daily announced that the main aim of the Strike Hard campaign in East Turkestan was separatists and the terrorist forces. Many Uyghur writers and historians have been arrested and given long prison sentences under the ideological Strike Hard campaign that can be used to repress all potential dissent and opposition activities, including the peaceful expression of views. Chinese government imprisoned Uyghur political leader Ms. Kadiri's two sons also to retaliate her human rights activity in abroad. Please join this courageous mother's voice. Demand China free all political prisoners, stop killing and torture, demand Uyghur rights to speak their mother language and religious freedom, stop forced abortion and trafficking Uyghur girls to inner China. Please say no to human rights abuses.
This is the heart of Uyghur culture and a beautiful cross-section of ancient Silk Road history. Welcome to Kashgar, the gateway to Central Asia here in China's remote western region of Xinjiang. I'm Josh, this is Far West China. Join me as we explore 6 of my favorite places to visit here in Kashgar. We'll start with the easiest, the Id-Ka Mosque. This yellow-tiled mosque is the largest in all of China and the most iconic building here in Kashgar. It's great to visit here during the Muslim holidays such as the end of Ramadan or the Korban festival, when tens upon thousands of Uyghur from all across Xinjiang converge on this mosque to worship. Kashgar's old city. Now, some may argue that this rebuilt city really isn't something worth seeing, but I disagree, and the reason is this. Yes, Kashgar's old city has been rebuilt, and it doesn't quite look the same as it used to. But the Uyghurs still live here, they still work, and the children still play in the streets, and really that's what gives Kashgar's old city life. Besides, if you really wanted to see the old city, what it was like before it was demolished and rebuilt, there's a small portion left on the east side of the city that you can walk through. Shipton's Arch, the largest natural arch in the world, located northwest of Kashgar in the Artush region. It was first discovered in 1947 by Eric Shipton, the British consul here in Kashgar, and was rediscovered in the year 2000 by a National Geographic expedition. The Kashgar Sunday Bazaar and Livestock Market. These are both great places to experience new sights, sounds, and a unique aspect of the Uyghur culture. It used to be that both of these places were located in the same place right outside the city, but thanks to the smell of the animals, they decided to separate it, so you can still find the Sunday Bazaar right across the river on the east side of town, whereas the animal market has been moved way to the northwest, a good long taxi ride away, but still worth going out to see. The Apakoja Mausoleum. This green glazed tile building was built in 1640 to honor, well, Apakoja, a ruler of Kashgar during the time. 5 generations of his family is buried here, including the fragrant concubine, an interesting story of a young woman whose natural body scent was so fragrant that it caught the attention of Emperor Qianlong in Beijing, who took her into his royal harem. Last but not least, the Karakoram Highway. If you're in Kashgar, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't actually make it up the Karakoram Highway, at least to the Karakol Lake, if not to Tashkurgan. There's so much to see along the way, including the Pamir Mountains, a number of different bodies of water. Like I said, the Karakol Lake, which is a glacier-fed lake, absolutely gorgeous. And of course, once you make it up to Tashkurgan, you can see the Tajik culture, get to experience the grassland lifestyle that includes yurts and a lot of farming. This is a trip that can be done in maybe 2 days, but if I were you, I'd budget at least 3, if not 4 days, to really take your time and enjoy going up and back the Karakoram Highway. If you're looking for even more things to do in Kashgar, I recommend you head west to the village of Opal, or perhaps east to the ancient city of Hanoi. If you're really adventurous, you can head out to the Taklamakan Desert to ride a camel. Whatever you decide, you can find all the information on these places and so much more in the Far West China Xinjiang Travel Guide. You can download a free planning chapter at www.xjtravelguide.com. Oh, one more thing. And I know because you've watched this far that you've really enjoyed this video, so do me a favor, give it a thumbs up or comment to let me know what you think. Best of all, subscribe to Far West China on YouTube. Thanks so much. Enjoy your travels here to Kashgar. All right, guys, get excited because today we're talking about food. What should I eat when I'm traveling around Xinjiang? Well, lucky for you, I consider myself a foremost expert on food in this region, or at least I've tried quite a bit of it. Anyway, here are my 10 recommendations of things that you should at least try when you're traveling around the area. Number 1, Uyghur polo. Now, it's very similar to the pilaf that you'll hear about in the rest of Central Asia. It's just the Uyghur take on it, and it's delicious. It's got lamb meat, it's got rice, it's got carrots, perhaps it's got raisins or some other things. Give it a try in a few different places. You might find that you'll like one restaurant better than the other, but one thing's for sure, this is probably the #1 most liked dish here in Xinjiang. Number 2, lagman. There's a Uyghur kind and there's a Hui kind, but the concept's very simple. You get a bowl full of noodles and then you pour just a concoction of meat and vegetables and oil on top of those and eat it together. Very delicious. Number 3, kebabs. Kebabs are lamb on a stick. There's really not much to it. Oftentimes it's a meat and a fat and a meat and a fat put on a stick, grilled to perfection, using a little bit of spices that include some cumin and some red hot peppers, salt, pepper, all of it just tastes incredibly good. Number 4, Uyghur bread or Uyghur flatbread, also called naan. Uyghur bread is one of those things that you're going to find in stalls all across the streets where you're walking up and down, and it comes in so many different shapes and sizes. Some of them look like bagels, some of it's flatbread, some of it is they have onions on it or they have sesame on it. All of it's great. I highly recommend you try to eat some that's directly out of the oven. That's really good. Number 5, Uyghur ice cream. This is something that on a hot summer day is so good. I just had a cup myself a few minutes ago. 5 kwai, delicious ice cream, really good. Number 6, samsa. Samsa is basically I like to think of it as a grilled Hot Pocket, all right? It's a Uyghur snack wherein they put a mixture of meat and onions and other things inside this breaded crust that they then bake inside the same type of oven in which they make Uyghur bread. Number 7, da panji. Most people mistakenly think that this is a Uyghur dish when in fact it's a Hui dish. Da panji literally translates to big plate chicken, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a big chicken that's been cut up, thrown into a plate alongside potatoes and other vegetables, and then a nice, rich, thick red sauce that goes great with Uyghur bread and the noodles that come after it. Number 8, stuffed lamb intestine. Now, this is something that I've tried on this YouTube channel before, and it's, it was surprising how good it is. It's a rice kind of mixture that's been stuffed into lamb intestines, and as weird as that sounds, it's actually really good. It's usually served with sheep lung, which again, sounds disgusting, but it's worth a try. Number 9, matang. This is a nut snack that you'll find a lot of different just street vendors selling on the street or especially in the markets. It's very popular in inner China, but it's something that you can just get a small bit of or a large chunk of, however much you want to buy, and take it with you as a snack, whether that's on a bus or on a train or just having it back at your hotel room. It's a good, albeit very chewy, snack to eat. Number 10, Xinjiang fruits. Now I realize this isn't an ethnic specialty, but it's something you really need to try. Xinjiang fruits are known all over China as being some of the tastiest fruits that you can buy. Whether it's the Turpin grapes, the Korla pears, the Hami melons, every single area around here has their specialty. Buy a few of them, you'll be surprised at how much you enjoy eating fruits just as a snack on the street. All right, so that's it. Those are my 10 recommendations for the food you should eat. If you think I'm missing something, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, or let me know what you think of the things that you have tried. I'd love to hear, and I'd love for you to share your opinion with everybody else. Thanks so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to Far West China. Peace out.